Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature video number 192, Celtic Mythology. This one is longer and more in-depth than the Celtic religion piece that I released literally only a few days ago. It's also more full-length. I think it was 170-something pages, so relatively beefy. Link in the description as always to my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links are to my books blogs. This particular work is somewhat linguistic in nature. Like going through some of these stories and bits of folklore and religion, going through the names of some of the deities involved, how they cross over, by the way, with other pantheons, how they interplay, they overlap. Some of the druidic sort of rites and so some of the what's little is known of them, essentially, of this enigmatic group. It goes into a lot of, and this is why I like it specifically. I like linguistic anthropology, and it really is in part a work of linguistics more than anything else, because you have to look at the structure of languages, and sometimes you can draw conclusions about a spiritual system that way. The similarity of words and so forth. This is especially pronounced within Judaism. In fact, it's an explicit part of the rabbinical studies that they do, that they will look at the structure of language in extreme detail and literally ponder it for years and years at a time. You know, you have a few small sections of some Judaistic script, and you'll have 10 rabbis give 10 explanations for 10 hours on the subject, and have a full lecture series. It's a little bit less within the study of sort of the Celtic Gaelic materials here, but it's still important. So it's a little bit about culture, but most of this is about language, and so again, some of these tales, these little mythological tidbits about sort of the interaction of the deities with mankind, the interaction of their deities among one another, the interaction of the culture and its spiritual structure as well with other neighboring cultures also throughout time. You think of the expansion of Roman hegemony. Maybe in the latter years you have the push towards Christendom away from evil paganism in many parts of Europe. Quite interesting to look at. But again, this is more linguistic than it is straight up history. If you like linguistic studies at all, you studied linguistic anthro and liked it like I did, which I know makes me kind of odd, probably. I think I got a B+ in that course. I did pretty well. Then you'll love this book. If you're into more of the straight history, like the straight reporting, like Caesar style or something, a little bit less. Although it does speak of writings that were made contemporary to the era by some of these individuals who were interested in studying culture and religion and sort of spiritual and mythological systems. So highly recommended. Again, more lengthy and advanced than the prior work, which was basically a very short introductory booklet. This one's a bit more beefy in general. Again, link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon, second and third links to my books blogs. I am working on a couple of other works that mention or are about Celtic mythology as well, but it'll be some time. I've got other projects ahead of them. That's about all. Peace out.